Coach, just start us off initial comments from the game.
I think the biggest thing is you come in here and we were just talking on the hallways. How about that crowd? How about the community? That's really cool. I mean, that's really cool. I mean, I can't. We played, we won. It was great. We got good guys, all that kind of stuff. But to see the community, there's people tailgating out there. They had tailgaters for a basketball game. All right, and that's big time. That was a lot of fun. Seeing the smiles of the community is really something that is exciting, no doubt about that. Now you go into the game, I thought we took the right approach. We really attempted to guard throughout the entire game. I thought there was a level of physicality. We made the shots we needed to make. We passed the ball, made the passes we needed to make. At one segment coming out of, I can't remember, it was in the second half, but there was either 50-50 balls, meaning like, they could get it or we could get it, like a hustle play, or an assist that every one of our baskets in that little media segment was a result of us getting a 50-50 ball or assisting. All right, that's team basketball in my opinion. And the way that they were cutting hard and couldn't pull away from them, I just thought that our guys were resilient in making the right adjustments, making the right plays when they needed to make them, and it's a credit to obviously these two and the rest of the crew upstairs.
Yeah, and Lindenwood makes it a 6-point game with just under 5 minutes left, and there's a timeout. What are you telling the guys in the huddle?
I just say, hey, we're good. What are we going to watch tonight? What are we getting on Disney Plus or something like that? I think that one I was actually pretty good. And I think you came out right. That might have been the right afterwards. You got the big rebound. Just moving the ball, trusting one another. I think I think that was the huddle I was talking about in one of our actions, talking about looking for a particular action by one of our players. Shamar was talking about it a little bit. It's a very player-driven team. There's no doubt about it. They have personalities. We were really willing to compete with one another, and we're really beginning to start listening to one another. So I'm not exactly sure. So they probably I didn't listen enough in that huddle. So that's my fault.
And with DP being double teamed all night, is Snipe a good example of how dynamic your offense is with the amount of guys that can really score?
Well, he has 13 points, one assist, and I think he had 3 shots. And when we got stagnant, we were going inside to him a bunch. He was skipping it several times. He had the big free throw when he slid and kind of got undercut or whatever. But the ball was moving because of his physicality and his willingness to share the ball. He likes passing it, like sometimes to a fault. And that was big for us especially in that one little segment.
Yeah, and I think that is good. You talk about to a fault almost. It's kind of the chemistry you guys all have with each other, where you all kind of trust one another and kind of want everyone, which we've talked before about, kind of want everyone to score and get theirs in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I just told the guys upstairs, like when I'm yelling reverse the ball and they're like, I know I can go get a bucket. It's not a lack of belief in, they can get a bucket, okay? And it's just the belief I have in the other 4 guys that are out there in that moment. And that's where it is. If you look at it, so many guys, Ray comes out and hits 2 threes, Polo gets down there, hit the free throws, you get that 1 bucket out of a timeout. Ray gets a basket out of a timeout. And then DP obviously gets a basket. Like we're talking about different guys making key plays. Shamar, again, was a Swiss Army knife doing everything that he was able to do. So yeah, I mean, from that regard, it's a lot of fun to coach this group of guys, and we do trust each other.
Yeah, and speaking of trust, Ray, how great is it to have guys around you because you're, kind of more of a score first guard. How nice is it to have guys around you who can also get a bucket at will?
It's fun. They take pressure off of me. I feel like a lot of times I'm out there and I'm watching them and just having fun, and I like to see them do good as well. So whether DP last game he got 24 and he still impacted the game today, or he got 16 points tonight, like I like to see that. And it's fun to play with people that can go out there and score as well.
Yeah, and Damarco, you're 1 rebound short, another double-double.
We'll check it. We'll go back and check. We might steal. Ray, I might have to steal one. Do you have any rebounds? I might steal one. I might throw him one of yours.
How much do you pride yourself on your ability to just kind of be able to do whatever it takes to help the team win?
I feel like that's just something I take pride in, because a lot of people won't do that. Basketball, they got a lot of egos and listen to what's going on at home. Everybody want to be a scorer, so I feel like I got some of the best scorers in the country on the team. So I'm just gonna do what I gotta do. If I gotta take the back seat that night, that's cool. I got faith in my team that we gonna get the win no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah, and whenever you first came here to this program, did you think that you guys would be putting it together as quickly as you guys have? Like, was it talking with the Coach Barone? Was it like a trust in him and the program and what they had built here?
Honestly, yeah, I kind of knew because like everybody wanted to work in the summer. We was working, so I feel like if you put in the work, you're gonna get the outcomes you want. So, yeah, I did.
Think of these two guards like, and I know you'll know the stat, but he didn't lose a game last year, right? National Player of the Year, won the national championship. His last year in high school was going to be a state championship, in my opinion. And so you have two champions sitting right here. So there's got to be something to the level of impact that, and we have several other guys, but just these two guys in particular. So there's a lot of belief with these two guys.
And not just these guys, but just everyone else that's been involved. How proud are you, the guys, for the kind of the program you guys have built the last few years?
Well, I say this several times, and like they continued to get on the bus. All right, what we did, no one understands. Like this guy right over here is not playing basketball this time last year. Okay. And he darn near should just be back at this point. And we kept getting on the bus, 19 games in 42 days. People are getting sick of me saying that. I don't care. I'm not taking that accomplishment away from them. 5 weeks, we kept on having games over. So I believe in what the kind of character and toughness, because that was really hard physically and mentally. Okay, now, it's not excuses, they're just facts. Now you have to capitalize it, and it didn't break these guys.
Yeah, and all the stuff you guys have been through, it must make the history you guys are having now, it must make that just so much more meaningful too.
Yeah, I mean, for me, for sure, because I want to win with these guys. With these guys. These guys have picked me up. All right, these guys have been, lifted me in my most difficult time a couple months ago. Like literally lifted me up. Show up in a I'm not going to get too emotional, but in a church in Chicago, getting up at 5:30 in the morning to be there for me when I'm walking down behind my mom, ready to say goodbye to her. All right, and then 2 days later, he and I are going to media day in OVC. Like that's why I want to win with these guys. All right, because they've had my back.
And Ray, is there anything you can talk about having been through the program the past few years, just how meaningful these wins are and the history you guys are making? Yeah.
Hey, he need more credit. I feel like I should give him more credit because he's coming off 2 ACL injuries and he's still performing, bro. So I feel like whoever watching this, bro, they need to get this man some more credit, bro. He need way more credit than y'all giving him because a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people would have folded. So I feel like he not getting enough credit for what he doing out there.
And I think one thing too, to speak to the credit that Ray should get too, and it's something I've mentioned to people, is how much I feel like he's developed as a player from someone who is, probably thought of as more of a scorer, and now you're a rebounder, you're able to get it out to teammates too. So you've progressed in the way that you're rehabbing ACLs at the same time.
Yeah, I just go out there. I try to do whatever I can to just help the team win. I still like to shoot better, obviously, but I feel like today I went out there and I picked up full court, just trying to establish some toughness for the team, and that's just basically what I try to do.
Yeah, and last thing I had, Damarco, before you came here, was kind of the chance that, making history a big factor for you wanting to come here, just kind of being a part of something special.
Of course. That's the goal. Always make some history or just make an impact on the program. But I already knew coming in it was gonna happen, But we just gotta stay true to who he is and just keep our head down, and just keep going.
Yeah. You guys, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, a couple quick ones still. Just Brian talking about the crowd. I mean, you mentioned it, but a few years ago during the COVID season, you were looking at cutouts of your family in the front row.
Yeah.
And now everybody in the community filling it up.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I would leave to come to coach a game and my family sitting on the couch saying good luck. That's not like they're coming to the games. Usually my son or daughter will come early with me. I guess the cutouts that's funny to say that, but I just think that this community they're sports fans. There's no doubt about that. They're in tune. They're good people. They've embraced my family from day one, and it's really cool to come out there and see that. I mean, it really is. I mean, like I said, there's people tailgating. There was multiple. I mean, there was a line to get in, and I think a couple computers broke down. All right, so it's just let's keep doing it, and let's do it together. There's no doubt about it. Let's just do it together. It's a lot more fun. Parties are more fun with people, right?
And Damarco, we talk about at JUCO. I don't know what were your crowds like down there. Did you have anybody in the stands? What was it like?
They came to see your coach.
Yeah, towards the end, we started to get fans, but I mean, we stuck to a plan. We all we got, we all we need. So we didn't really care about who was in the stands. We were just going out there perform.
But how much is it different when you are playing in front of like a packed house like tonight, where you have the crowd energy behind you and you have just that atmosphere?
I try not to get caught up in the crowd, so I just try to focus on the goal at hand and winning the game. So even if it's 1,000 people out there or 0, we still got the same goal as win the game. So I don't really get too much caught up in that.
And then Ray, you come from a passionate fan base at Collinsville. You probably brought half of Collinsville with you here. I mean, just to be able to see some recognizable faces out there in the front row from Bogey Redmond and Darren Lee, and just what's it like to play in this type of atmosphere now?
It's fun. It kind of brings me back to my high school days. Like the holiday classic that we have. It's just really fun playing in front of them. And I actually went to the Collinsville game last night, so I had a lot of people tell me they was coming today. And it's just fun to play in front of them and in front of my family, obviously.